Hello guys, welcome back. Loki is, without a doubt, the strangest god on the planet. Like I've said before, he's been with me my whole life, just in different forms, so he could be there. And he will act like a fox. He will lead you in this grand circle, and you'll think you're going straight ahead. You will really think you're going straight ahead. You're never going to see what you left behind you, because Loki, best god ever, and he actually leads you in a circle. And so he's got everyone home he wants home, which is the strangest thing ever. And I was watching some Alice Cooper videos, some interviews, because he's really articulate and I think he's cool. And it just made me realize, look, he's been grabbing all this stuff all around me to use, because he's really good at pretending he's not paying attention or does nothing. He's one of those gods where you'll think he does absolutely nothing in your life. You really will. You'll think he's lazy and just sits around, looks at the ceiling, goes, yeah, whatever. It was just like all these little things that came together. Like, we've been playing in the VR because everybody's getting cabin fever and going crazy in this area because it's freezing outside. It's freezing right now. And so there's this new thing about making an avatar, and I'm like, I don't want an avatar. This is stupid. Till I made an avatar that looks exactly like the Ozman. I'm like, yeah, it's so cool. So now when I go into my home in Oculus, I have these green hands, and I know I look like the Ozman. And it's just not like an ego boost, but it's like this cool thing. It's like, that is so cool. So, yeah. And he took that, and he took looking into the Ark Park. That was a dinosaur game I told you about. It looks beautiful. And in gaming, it gives you a lovely lesson. Something can look beautiful from the outside, and anyone can have enough good content to put together a 30-second trailer. Especially if it's crap, it's not even in the game. And people were so furious. They were like, we spent all this money and we da-da-da-da-da. And apparently this game, as I kept doing research, it is like a pretty older game. But it went from kind of like a, massively multiplayer game to adding all this sparkle dust to it to bring the normies in, and you're seeing a clash of cultures. You're seeing the people like me that wanted a fun animal experience with the dinosaurs and all the flash and sparkle, and really didn't want to do anything, and the people that are mad because there's not enough Minecraft in it, and the people that are mad because here come all the noobs and they've been playing this dinosaur battle game for years, and oh my god, the noobs suck. So it's been interesting because VR is an extremely strange platform. You can have games that are free, that are wonderful, and they're so intense that they change your life, and games that are a couple bucks that, they're beautiful, and again, they're practically life-changing. And you can have games that are hugely expensive, and they don't live up anywhere to the expense. It's like, I don't care how much sparkle is in the game. If it's not fun to play, you're not going to like it. And so we'd been feeling there was something missing, and like I've said, I've dealt with depression my whole life. And Loki kind of brought me full circle on that. I'm not saying my depression's cured, I still have to watch out, but like all the gods were really worried lately, and I was like, I just don't know, but something's missing. And so we came full circle, religiously. No, I'm not like attending church tomorrow. I wouldn't care if I did or not, but it's like, it's not like I'm religious, but I'm spiritual. For most of my life, I thought that sounded lazy, like people that didn't want to commit. I finally get it. It's like, if a god wants to be here and work with me, I will be gracious, and I will work with them because they've approached me, and they want that relationship. And if they don't, I'm not going to chase them because they want to be left alone, and that's fine. It's not my job to figure out the theology of the world. It's not my job to figure out everything, all the great questions of forever. You know, it's not my job to figure out where I'm going to go when I die. I'm going somewhere. Unless Hawking was right, I'm going somewhere. So yeah, I'm like, that's cool. And so it's been strange, and the energy in the house is really kind of leveled out and calm. Because I was smelling these candles that I used to get, and I haven't had them in the house for like a good decade at least, I'm thinking. I think they were called Shalom candles. I think that's what they were called, and they imported them from Jerusalem, and I love them. And I used to burn them all the time, but they're mega expensive. There's like 6 of them, but they have this unmistakable smell. Nothing on else smells like these candles, and I've been smelling them lately, so I'm like, that's definitely a sign. Like, they all have signs. Like, if I smell lilies, I know it's usually La Santa. Or sometimes she uses roses. Papa Legba can use roses. Sometimes he uses tobacco. But they're all be good sense that, like, maybe you're not sure exactly who it is, and you might have to ask, but they're not really hung up on that either. Like, if you get, like, a blessing in your life, and you say thank you, and someone turns out someone else did, they're not going to hold a grudge on you. They're not going to be really super angry that you thanked the wrong god, because they know, like, you have, like, all these gods around you, if you're like me, and you can't always tell, because credit is not a big deal for them. At least, in my experience. When you're monotheistic relationship, that's different. When you have just one god, then yeah, all the credit goes to that one god. And you should praise your gods. But at the same time, when you have many, it's not a big deal. As long as you were grateful, they're happy. So, it's been strange. I'm at the end of buying video games. I went kind of on a spree there. And I bought, like, a bunch of other stuff. Like, I made sure we had a super nice Ostera. I bought so much stuff. We're going to also have a super nice Easter. We're good for food for a while. Probably order stuff the first of the month, and we've just been truly blessed. I felt my attitude towards a lot of stuff changing. So I watched Epic's 911. I watched his final video on his channel, and I feel for him and I hear him. I mean, especially in VR. I don't know what his patronage was like, but that's a big amount to invest. And he had obviously been investing it before the channel, but once you start a YouTube channel, it changes, your priorities flip. Instead of being, I love this, I would do this forever, like, say you're into VR and you don't have a channel. Suddenly, instead of it being about you enjoying yourself and loving it and not caring what you're spending and not caring, not be careless, but you know what I mean. You start to watch every penny, you start to watch viewer rates, you start to go crazy, you start to think, I'll never make my money back. You lose any of the enjoyment you used to get from the hobby. That's one thing YouTube can do. If you're lucky and the channel takes off, you'll feel so blessed. But if it takes off and then it tapers off and it nosedives, then you'll be like, why'd I ever get into this? And you forget that. You forget what your original passion was. You started the channel because you had the passion. And he had a good run. He had a couple years on that channel. Like, I had a couple years on the other channel, and my channel did the same thing, though, on a much smaller platform. Took off like gangbusters and then just went... And there's nothing you can do about that. Like, in general, when a channel flatlines, it can get up and stagger around for a while, but it flatlines. And it just... I get his reasoning, but I also felt, sad at the end of the day he's not going to be doing it. But, the real, true, honest reason there was he had to go out and look for a job. And I'm like, that I understand. I don't understand it if you were truly passionate, but that I understand. So it's been unusual because now I'm coming on YouTube and I'm not really looking at people's view count. And if I see their view count, I'm like, that's nice. It's interesting, it's nice, but in the end, it doesn't really mean anything, because if you're on YouTube and you base your happiness and you base your mental health on how many views am I getting, how much money am I making, I can guarantee you'll come in every day and get your soul crushed, because there will always be someone better than you with more money, and people will always be mentioning these people. And if you feel you have to be number one, I can guarantee you're going to be crushed, because there really is no number one on YouTube. People like to have favorites and say, oh, I like this person the best, but there's really no number one or king or queen, even though people like to think they are on YouTube. It's like there are people that people like and there are people they don't like. Some people get a huge following and some people don't. But if you base your self-worth on YouTube on like how much money you're making, how many view counts in that you're getting, you start to become very depressed very quickly. It's like it will crush your soul, and I was going through that for the longest time. And now as Loki has led me full circle, I'm like, I know I'm where I'm meant to be. I'm not a success at the top of YouTube. But like for right now, at least I'm where I'm meant to be. My mother had really strong psychic powers, and she always said she saw me doing something with a computer. And for years, I would struggle and pray with that. I was like, does she mean IT work? Does she mean repair? Does she mean working online out of the computer? And she could never tell me anything more specific, but she saw me doing something with computers. And I'll talk to her to this day, and I'll say, Mom, am I doing what you thought? Because I would do the brain fuse, and that wasn't it. I did Hub Pages before, I did Squidoo before we got sold to Hub Pages, and I think Hub Pages got sold to someone else. And I never got this sense from her that that was it. And now I'm on YouTube, and I'm like, I don't know. But I do feel I'm where I belong. I've had to retreat, back to just mainly YouTube. I actually deactivated the Twitter account. I'm pretty much not going to be on Facebook because it's like just a little too much for me right now. And that's okay. It's like I used to be really big into DeviantArt, but I really can't take like a huge amount of social interaction on a day-to-day basis sometimes. For me, this is a lot of social interaction because I'm making the video. You guys are seeing it. You guys are viewing it. You guys are commenting on it. And for me, that's a lot. I still go out, in daily life. I'm fine to go out and go shopping and go visiting friends and go fix a friend's computer. But, as for Facebook, I've always had the kind of luck where no one's ever on when I'm on. When I really was going through rough patches, nobody was there. But then, when they were going through something, I'm expected to drop everything and cater to them. And I'm like, I can't do that anymore. So I'm pretty much off Facebook as well. So if you're not getting talked to on Facebook, that's why. And that's just about it. And I feel better being off Facebook. I mean, I will still have it because unfortunately Facebook has so wormed its way into everything that like once you get rid of your Facebook and it truly deactivates, then all of a sudden you're screwed for going into a lot of other places. So I will keep it for that, and I will keep it to post videos, but I'm going to spend as little time on there as possible. It's just kind of a toxic environment for me. So I hope you guys like what you see. Loki's brought me full circle. We are both jonesing for a burger. We did make some beef, and I used dehydrated vegetables I splurged on. Because, like, that's mainly what I do with my tax return. I splurged on foods that I normally would not buy myself. Like a lovely pack of dehydrated vegetables and dry milk powder, like full milk powder, which I could only find from one supplier. I bought the kielbasa, made, Easter super nice, bought some extra stuff I normally wouldn't buy, ended up buying some games, just paying bills, doing stuff like that. So, like, you see your tax return coming in, it looks like such a huge amount of money, and then you're like, where'd it go? So, yeah. But, that's life. Life is expensive. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you later. Bye.